Good morning. It is May 5th, 2026. Let it go and let it grow for this beautiful, sunny, and going to be almost 20-degree day. So we're looking forward to that. So let it go today. We are letting go the Nine of Wands. Wands is about that passion, that fire. This is fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is about endurance, boundaries, and being in survival mode today. So we're releasing that hypervigilance and always being on guard. This is the direct cause of the fight, flight, freeze mechanism in the body being turned on and being in go, go, go mode all the time. So we are asking ourselves today to take some time out to consider everything that's going on around us, taking some breaths, doing a little bit of possibly pranayama breath work, box breathing, whatever, to soothe and calm that nervous system and to let that hypervigilance and that feeling of always having to be on guard, surveying everything, always watching, always on guard, and letting that relax today, knowing that it's safe to be safe, knowing that it's safe to soothe, knowing that it's safe to let that guard down. Especially in safe places like possibly our homes, with our partners, whatever. So get into that safe space, let go of expecting the next challenge or attack. We're not always having to plan for the next incident, that next shoe to drop, so to speak, what's coming next. My father used to always say, don't ever ask what's next, because there always is something. So that sort of thing. So rejoice and enjoy the isness of now. What is going on right now? Are you calm and at peace? Is everything in your general vicinity okay right now? Take that as a win, take that as a blessing, and take that as a note that your nervous system can do that exhale and relax today, knowing that you don't have to constantly be fighting imaginary battles in your brain, in your head. Even if things are hectic and chaotic out there, you can find those times of safeness and solace and peace for yourself. So it's asking us to drop survival mode when it's no longer needed. Once again, relax that sympathetic nervous system. Thank your limbic system for doing its job. This is one of the things I did a lot when I was dialing back a disorder I have called multiple chemical sensitivities. I'm highly triggered to sense. And when I realized that it was a misfiring of that limbic system impairment, which they can consider actually brain injury, which I got during COVID with brain swelling. One of the things you do is talk to your limbic system and let your limbic system know that you are safe, that it can back off. Thank it deeply and with respect and love for doing the job it's meant to do, keeping you in that state of safety and security, but letting it know that you're good, you've got this, and it can back off a bit and it too can relax. Our nervous system is there to keep us safe, but sometimes it gets locked on, especially with, from COVID onwards. A lot of people's nervous systems have been completely locked on. And this is asking you to bring that into your awareness and to start working with it, to back it off a bit and letting yourself know that it's safe for it to shut down for a while, that it will re-engage when needed, but it is not needed 24/7. We especially get that cortisol dump and stuff in the middle of the night. If you learn how to control it and get a grip on everyday life, your body is still going to look for that adrenaline and cortisol fix, and that happens with those bad dreams and being awoken at 2 to 4 in the morning, not knowing what's going on and freaking out. Your body's actually looking for those hormones of stress. It's creating them because it's actually addicted to them. So once you also know that this is a physiological response and a chemical response that your body is creating to give yourself that fix, then you have that awareness and can help with backing that off as well. And blessing your body for doing its job, but also letting your body and brain know that it's safe and it's in the present moment and where you are right now. Stop carrying your past battles into the present moment. This is very, very important. This is one of the things I explain to my clients a lot when it comes to the nervous system. I tell the story I possibly have before about the lion and the gazelle, and how the gazelle is being chased by the lion and is in that really, really heavy stress. The lion gives up. The gazelle is too fast. So the gazelle literally shakes off the energy. Animals do that. You'll see sometimes your dog will be upset over something and shake, and then it's over. What they're doing is they're actually shaking that energy out of their nervous system. They're discharging that adrenaline. They're getting rid of that cortisol, and they're returning themselves back to baseline. It's brilliant because animals can do this. We cannot. I think it's because we're overstimulated all the time. Anyway, so what we do as people versus animals is when that gazelle leaves that situation, the gazelle doesn't go to its gazelle brother and say, "You will never guess what just happened to me," and replay the whole story, amping itself up again. In a week time, gazelle bumps into gazelle's aunt, and the gazelle says, "You will never guess what happened to me last week," and then relives the whole story. Stop bringing the past battles into the present moment, because your brain doesn't understand the difference between the past and right now. Meaning that if you start telling the story, you're going to feel the emotions, you're going to have that heartbeat faster, you're going to have that adrenaline dump, because your body and brain doesn't understand that this happened weeks ago, months ago, years ago, versus right now, and you're re-traumatizing yourself by doing this. So do not bring those past battles into the present moment. Allow yourself to soften your defenses. You don't have to stand on guard all the time. And I just pictured that girl blowing out that wand, the fire, and turning around and walking back away from the field, and just being able to relax and let go. So fire signs today: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Resilience is powerful, but constant guarding and making sure everything is fine and safe around you is absolutely exhausting. You don't need your armor in every moment of every day. So that is the letting it go. Letting it grow card today is Swords, Mind, Anxiety through Patterns and Perception. It is the air sign. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is air Gemini influence. So grow awareness of anxious thought patterns. So this is really, really good to go along with this card about bringing anxieties of the past in through the present moment. So be aware of the anxious thought patterns. Recognize when the mind is amplifying the fear versus the actuality of actual things happening around you, letting that guard down again, knowing that you don't have to fear things that aren't even happening at the moment. You're going to bring compassion into your inner dialogue. Love yourself into life. You can see there's a lot of stress and pressure there. It's dark. The communication is off. The crows are all swirling around her. But one of the things I love, again, when I talk about this deck, there's a big energy coming in here, and there's a white crow. So that is spirit. Spirit telling you that if you take that time out and get out of your mind, Swords, all about the mind. And in this case, anxiety, that overthinking, that staying in that pattern and loop of trauma. Bring compassion into that inner dialogue and let spirit guide and light the way for that today. Allow thoughts to be seen and not believed. You don't have to believe everything you think. If we did, God, could you imagine what life would be like if you believed everything you thought? Holy Lord. Anyway, so allow that to be seen but not believed at all the times. And we are growing from fear to understanding, allowing that anxiety to drop, and allowing ourselves that breathing space, and allowing ourselves some peace. The mind can create intensity quickly. Awareness is the first step towards peace, and that is the air signs. So the message of the day is release the armor. Grow awareness in the mind. You are not under attack. You're being invited to come back to yourself. You see so much blue in there with the communication. So this is about that inner dialogue, that inner communication, that throat chakra. There is red in the picture as well. So she is trying desperately to root and ground herself. And once again, remember that the raven is there. So spirit is in the background trying to get your attention with that beautiful energy up in the corner coming in. Fire signs, where can you finally put your guard down? Air signs, what thoughts, needs, compassion instead of false beliefs. So that is the reading for today. This is a long one, so I think I'm going to cut it there without doing oracle card. So we will do that for today, and I will talk to you later. Bye.